I love work. If I'm not working, I go slightly insane.
Jenna Ortega has had an epic rise to fame, from a role on Jane the Virgin to shooting to major fame in a role as Wednesday Addams. This is Jenna Ortega's career evolution.
Will it hurt?
A little, probably.
For how long?
A second. Maybe 2.
Hun, come on. It would have been over by now.
Can you count down from 3?
From 2014 through 2019, Jenna played young Jane in Jane the Virgin. And in 2022, she revealed to Access that her role on this series was the first thing she was noticed by fans for.
I just remember going to the mall because I was working on another job at the time and seeing Gina's face everywhere because they were promoting that show like no other. And just being so excited and running through the mall pointing every time that I saw something like that. And yeah, the first time you get recognized for something like that is weird as well. I think that's the first thing that I was ever recognized for.
While she was working on Jane the Virgin, she also nabbed another iconic role as Harley Diaz in Disney's Stuck in the Middle.
I'm the middle kid, so it's hand-me-down city. I've gotten good at working with what I've got. I'm not bragging. Being creative isn't a choice. It's survival. Enjoy your new travel thumb.
Fans loved to see her in the main role on the upbeat Disney show, but her next big role was a bit different.
No, she is not my problem.
What's your Insta? Or do you only have a Finsta?
I'm a little behind the times.
Clearly. Anyway, I'm at Ellie Eyeballs.
In 2019, Jenna landed the role of Ellie in season 2 of the Netflix thriller series You, opposite Penn Badgley. And she got to flex her impressive acting chops. And shortly after, in 2021, she played Katie in Yes Day.
It's this new thing where parents say yes to everything their kids ask for 24 hours.
Radical! How am I just hearing about this?
Well, yes days are like fun, and mom and dad are like fun killers.
We are plenty fun.
She starred opposite Jennifer Garner and Edgar Ramirez, who she had nothing but nice things to say about.
Jennifer and Edgar are 2 actors who I've been a big fan of their work prior to working with them. And I just had so much respect for not only the way they carry themselves just as individuals in media and in personal life, but then also who they are as performers and actors. I think they're very, very talented, and I think that working with them, I was not necessarily prepared for them to be such incredible humans. You know, you never know. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get very close to them. I didn't know what the situation was, but they truly are just the kindest, sweetest, most caring people. So to be able to work in an environment with people who not only do you have so much respect for, but then also kind of deserve that respect and, you know, have earned it is a really surreal experience. And I had such an amazing time being able to share scenes with them and learning from them every day.
Jennifer in particular was really supportive of Jenna from the start.
I don't know about advice. I mean, I'm sure she did, but it was more of it wasn't direct like, hey, I'm gonna tell you these things just so you have them. It was more so just learning a little bit more about her experience coming up and her preparing me for, like, I don't know, or she would ask me about like certain things that I'm dealing with now, whether it be press days or whether it be, you know, certain shoots, and she would always call back, like, oh, I remember those days and they're gonna get you to do this and that. So it's kind of like she was setting me up almost for what's to come, or at least what she sees for me, which I thought was pretty cool to hear from the woman herself. But it was more stuff like that. I think that she's just a very supportive human being, so anything that I do, she's kind of right there and cheering for me, and she's made that clear, and obviously it's the same going back and forth, which is pretty insane.
The actress expressed how happy she is that Hollywood is embracing more diverse representation on screen these days.
Oh, I mean, it's such a wonderful thing to be a part of, especially considering I don't think that Hollywood, I know that Hollywood hasn't been so great about representation and diversity in the past, and while they're gradually becoming more open to the idea, I think it's important that we show households that are biracial or, you know, bilingual or whatever the scenario may be, because it's what the real world looks like. You know, cinema and television, it should be a representation of what the real world is. And, you know, these households are more common than you realize. And I think that for young minds growing up in a day and age where, you know, you have like toxic environments such as social media, it's important for them to be able to relate to something and feel represented and feel seen. And I think that that's what a lot of what the this new next generation Z needs coming up, given the circumstances. And I think that starting off with films like this is a good start.
As for her success at breaking into the entertainment industry, Jenna gives major credit to her mom for supporting her along the way.
I love work. If I'm not working, I go slightly insane. I think a big part of it, or I mean, my career in general, it's all my mom. I mean, obviously, I had to work hard to get to where I was, and, you know, do the lines and do the memorization and, you know, make sure my reads were right and, you know, go into rooms and meet people. But my mother, I mean, she wasn't initially supportive and wasn't really into the idea of me entering the industry, but her being such an incredible mother, such a hardworking mother, we had no connections to the industry, and she really saw how badly I wanted to be a part of this and how badly I wanted to be an actor, and really worked to an extent that I think it is quite unbelievable to get me to the place where I am today. And I don't know, just the sacrifices she made and the commitment, my family as well. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without all of the work that they put in as well. So this is not just a one-person thing. I think I owe my entire family a huge something.
A year later in 2022, she nabbed the role of Tara in Scream. She spoke with Access about the role and said she thought she initially didn't get it.
Oh, I was ecstatic. I honestly didn't think that I was going to get the job because oftentimes Hollywood casts 30-year-olds to play teenagers, and I was 17 at the time that I booked the job. So I don't know, I really wasn't expecting it, and I had auditioned and didn't hear anything for 4 or 5 months, so I kind of thought that, I don't know, typically with jobs, it gets to that time period, you didn't get it, and you just kind of move on. So when I got the call to meet with the directors, things started to happen very fast, and before I knew it, a week later, I knew that I was going to Wilmington to film this job and to be a part of a franchise that is loved by so many, but especially loved by myself. I was a huge fan, and it was just really exciting because I think it's rare that you get to actually participate in things that you become a fan of. So yeah, it was exciting.
Pugsley, you're soft and weak. You'll never survive without me. I give you 2 months, tops.
I'm gonna miss you too, sis.
That same year, she scored her big breakout role as Wednesday Addams in Netflix's smash hit Wednesday, and she revealed to Access how she's been compared to the character in the past.
I have a very dry sense of humor, and I think that if you got to know me, you would find that I'm very negative or like depressing at times. I don't know, I've always kind of turned towards darker things, and I think it's kind of weird when you're in an industry like this too, because you feel the need to be something else. But yeah, most people think I'm a little weird in that way.
Her character also has quite the iconic hair and makeup style, which is something Jenna hasn't undergone with any of her past roles.
I've never had a character where I've done such a physical transition before, or one that required. You know, I remember when we first got out to Romania, well, initially I had a hair and makeup test with Tim in London, and we decided he knew that he wanted something visually to be different than past iterations. So the bangs came into play, which he really, really loved. I think that he liked it was kind of 60s mystery detective.
Yeah.
So that was different for me. And then the black hair, and then, yeah, there was a little bit more of a pale face, and the black and white wardrobe. It's funny because I remember on the first day looking in the mirror not really recognizing myself, but then you do it for 8 months, and by the end you're just thinking, get it off of me.
Right. I'm done with this now. The deadpan look, I mean, it's iconic with Wednesday. You, oh my God, give it like no one else. It's so good. What's the key to the deadpan? For you, is it natural since, you know,
I think it's pretty natural. I think people don't realize how much people are engaging the muscles in their face all the time. Like if you dropped all the muscles in your face, you just look sad. It's actually something that I do when I do horror. I just kind of like drop my face and my bangs move forward, and then it's pretty easy. But every time before we started to take, Tim liked when I looked through my eyebrows, so I would rest my face, look through the eyebrows, and then we would start, so it was like clean slate every time.
Jenna's also a big fan of another Wednesday, Christina Ricci. She gussed over what it was like getting to work with her.
Christina Ricci is just such a talented actor. I've always been a fan of her work, and obviously it all started with Wednesday, so I think it was a little intimidating, definitely, trying to be Wednesday in front of Wednesday, or somebody that I've always looked at as that character. But also just her professionalism and the way that she carries herself. When you're working with someone who's so gifted at what they do, it kind of makes it easier, your own personal job easier, and kind of elevates everything, which it really was such a pleasure.
One thing that you both have in common is both having been child stars. I'm curious to know if that was something you guys bonded over. Did you talk about that?
It was weird. Christina came in kind of towards the end of the job. She had been on another job and then came in, and when we were working together, everything was moving at such a fast pace. So towards the end of the job, we both were pretty tired. She had just had a child. It was it was a lot, and we didn't talk too much about, we never once mentioned Wednesday. Any conversation that we had on set was very casual, like, oh, where are you from, sort of thing. And yeah, it was nice getting to know her.
Since shooting to the A-list on Wednesday, Jenna has been at tons of star-studded award shows, including the 2023 Screen Actors Guild Awards, where she was nominated for her role in the hit series.
Well, it's a really big honor. I don't think I ever really anticipated attending this event. So to be a part of this room with all of these actors and creators that I admire so much is really, really exciting to me. And it's, an event with all of your peers. I think it makes these kind of awkward social settings a little bit less awkward, which is nice.
The star reflected on how she was able to get her SAG card.
When I first started acting, because I didn't have any connection to the industry, my first agent ever, they told me that I had to do commercials. I was only allowed to do commercials. I couldn't do film, television, whatever. But if you do enough national commercials in a row that are under the SAG union, you have to get your card. And I got 3 national commercials within my first month, and I had to get my SAG card immediately. And then I could only do union commercials, but it was such like a yes thing because I couldn't work again without it, which was really funny.
Do you remember the most random commercial you've ever done? I did a furniture commercial once. I hope it never ends up on YouTube.
I did an avocado commercial once. Yeah, that was really, really random.
Just literally selling avocado?
Yeah, and they didn't ask me to eat avocado or anything. I'm just sitting at a dinner table and laughing. Like, the avocado was really funny, I guess.
Laughing gleefully at an avocado no one could see.
Yeah, avocado.
Why are you 3 just like religious fanatics?
We're pilgrims.
Potato, potato.
She was also nominated for a Golden Globe for the role, and at the award show, she spoke with Access about how it felt being at her first Globes and how much fans love her show.
Yeah, this is my first Globes.
Wow, what do you think so far?
I mean, it's all right, actually. I feel like I've been to enough big events that I'm kind of used to this carnival of a show, so it's all right.
Yeah, you're a veteran now, even though you're incredibly young still of all this. And I love the success with Wednesday. Did it kind of catch you off guard, like the phenomenon that it became so quickly?
Yeah, it's I try not to pay too much attention to what's going on, but I think that I've definitely felt the shift in my life in the way things are operating now, which has been really, really strange, but I'm really, really glad that people even like this show. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and Wednesday is in literally every scene, so if this show has brought any sort of joy or entertainment or has given people an escape from reality in any sense and brought them joy, that makes me very, very happy.
As for that iconic dance from the show, it's something Jenna can't seem to escape.
So how many people of note have done your dance already? I saw Lady Gaga. You must trip out on all the people that have done the Wednesday dance, right?
It's so funny because Netflix told me that they thought that it was going to be some viral situation, and I kind of laughed at them because obviously they want to be as encouraging and supportive of the show, and I thought they were just trying to be nice. And then, yeah, I feel like I can't escape it now. I've seen that practically everyone do it, and I've seen some really incredible iterations, so it's pretty cool.
Jenna has a ton of projects in the works, from reprising her role in the upcoming season of Wednesday to starring in Beetlejuice 2 as Lydia's daughter. We can't wait to see what's next for her.